Hey, Starseeds, Earth Angels, 144 Collective. I just got out of the ocean, so no shame here. And I got some show and tell. I got purple sponge. Starting to do, what do you call it? Breaststroke, like I did in high school. And then look at this coral, like a heart. Like a heart. And this one has a hole. Also looks like a heart. And there's another one. I got sand all over my desk, but yeah, my sand pail. I didn't build a sand castle yet, but I can. And I also wanted to share with you guys. Hi, Georgia Bear. This is my pug. Oh, good hair, big boy. Oh, the good boy. This is my puggy. My baby, my little cuddle muffin. Okay. I know they want to walk. I'll take you for a walk when it gets cooler, when the sun goes down, okay? Just go play. Go play. Go have fun. Go learn something new. I want a full report on my desk. Go lay down. They're staring at me. Stop it. Go get your toy. Where's your toy? Go get your toy. My hair's all plastered. Okay. It's still me. Yeah, my son Steven. Okay, I have to tell you, I'm keeping a list of all the signs and signals he gives me. Okay, well, I dropped off my jewelry after my arm was swelling in the ER, and I had my Hawaiian bracelets on my left wrist, and they had to cut it off because my wrist was swelling. And then, which is so funny because they had to put my fingers in these I don't know, look like Chinese finger traps and pull, my wrist back into, normal correction. And I'm just like, oh, it feels good looking at my back cracked. And they're like, you got a high pain tolerance. Most people are screaming. And actually, it felt relieved to me. So I liked it. Yeah, I'm different. And so I'm like, look, I delivered 3 babies, okay? It's nothing like that. And so yeah, especially my first son's head. But I went to the jewelry store, and then this is the necklace my son gave me this when he graduated from West Point. It matches his ring knocker, his graduation ring that they knock the big boys, the big officers, and then that graduate from the academies. And then this is a necklace that he was wearing the night that the ER, the hospital gave me his stuff, and he was wearing this. So I had to fix it and my bracelets. So I dropped them off, and I was walking, and it was like a food mart right next to me, but it was kind of on a slant, and there's a sidewalk, there's the food mart, and then there's like about 8 rows of carts, and in the middle is open for the customers walk through the door. And anyways, it's kind of like, you know usually if it's downhill, it'll so I'm like walking, and all of a sudden this green cart comes out of, the being connected in the carts, and kind of like went slowly across, rolled in front of me slowly. And I'm like, Steven. I could totally see him like laughing. So yeah, he's my little prankster. He always liked to prank me. So yeah, him and probably Eric, they're both pranksters, and Carl. So I have this written down, and then okay. So just recently, I noticed on my websites, I have a website for my group home for foster minors that I'm opening, and then I have a website for and I encourage everyone to open a humanitarian project. It's like find an integral business consultant. It was like under $1,500 to start, and um, we outnumber corruption. Corruption, and we can correct this planet. We can totally tip the scales, right? And do our humanitarian projects and service to others. And if you have a large karma debt, that's a great way to pay it off, right? Service to others, not service to self. Anyways, as long as it's integral, not corrupt. God's mission, God's kingdoms, building God's kingdoms, right? So I have that, and I have healing frequencies of higher vibrations for um, readings and healing and stuff like that. Okay, so I looked on there just recently, and there's a new website, and I'm like, what the heck? So I did some investigations today, and it was opened on January 15th, 2023. January 15th is Stephen's birthday. And I did not open a website on January 15th. It was on, okay, my dogs are going berserk. I better check it out. But it just appeared, and it said that. See, spirit can do that. They can change license plates. They can change pictures. They can change, Archangel Metatron. He can, he works with electronics and his cube and stuff. They can tweak the matrix. It's easy for them. And so I looked into it, and I was like, Stephen's birthday. It says that I opened it on Stephen's birthday, but it just appeared. Stephen's birthday is January. He's a Capricorn. And it was just recently. So I'm just like, Stephen. And he said he's an angel. I know he is. We all are, So I came from the ninth dimension. That's another question I should write down about his dimension that he comes from for my book. Our book, I'm sorry. His book that will be channeled. Where's my pen? My ink pen. Let's see. I need to start a new book for questions. Questions, dimension. You came from. Any upgrades? So, like when we physically go into, Palladium and Kent Dunn said that when we physically go into like our crystal light bodies into 5D, then we will, those who came from like soul volunteers like myself from say 9D can go to that dimension and back if you want to. And it's just like Sasquatch. They're actually from 5D physically. They're on that timeline. So they can go back and forth, and they do, right? People see them here on this timeline, but poof, they're gone. And they're actually very sweet. You have to be to go into 5D. You have to have that resonation with that vibration, which is love. And I saw on YouTube this man who had he never saw him, but I think one time he saw like little kids Sasquatches far away and an adult, but they just kind of like they didn't bother each other. And he was like, cool. I think he was on a construction job, like a temporary construction job out in the mountains. And I was listening to his story and he was saying that they would like leave little gifts for him. And so he would leave little gifts for them. He said he would like no noises. He would kind of like, watch for him, but they were so silent. And they would come in his house and on his fireplace, they would leave him little gifts. And then they had this little back and forth thing, and he would like give him food and stuff. So they had this invisible relationship, and they uh on the last day that he was staying, I think he wrote him a note. He was saying, and they feel on vibrations what you're in their language, Sasquatch language. um, that he was leaving, and thank you for all the gifts, and it's been great, having this back and forth. It's been really nice. And so they left on the hood of his car, like um, I think it was like rocks in a heart shape and some, I don't know. He started crying a little bit. It was just so sweet, really sentimental. I need to find that again. Maybe I saved it on my playlist, but check it out. I can't remember to save my life, what it's called or anything, but just, it's like a documentary, like a story of this man who tells his story about how he interacted with Sasquatches invisibly. It was really cute. So it just shows the benevolence of those around us that can't be seen with the human eye. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. Oh, and here's a nice Bible verse: "Mercy unto you and peace and love be multiplied." Jude 1:2. Excuse me. "And for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Jeremiah 29:11. Okay, so here's my Stephen journal. And everlasting life, right? And so let's get into healing insecurities. Below are some tools you can use to overcome failure, rejection based on insecurity. Okay, which how I deal with it, I respect free will and just get busy on my own thing, right? One, give yourself time to heal and adapt to the new normal. Two, get out and engage with life. Yes, get out of your head. Following your interests and curiosity. Three, reach out to friends and family for distraction and comfort. If they're non-toxic, jealous haters that want to manipulate, you know, low vibe, rob, steal, destroy. Three, reach out to friends. Oh, I read that. Four, get feedback from people you trust. That's why I meditate. I talk with God. Five, persevere and keep moving towards your goals. Six, be willing to try a different strategy if necessary. Yes, think of something else, right? Um, so here's the three most common causes of insecurity. Okay, so this is Psychology Today. Melanie Greenberg, PhD, The Mindful Self-Express. Three most common causes of insecurity and how to beat them. And this is December 6th, 2015. Excuse me, my window's open. I need some privacy. Okay. Thank you for your patience. I need to give my dogs a bone for getting off my back. And I do smoke cloves, my cigars every once in a while. You can tell I'm from the LA scene. um, I just like to smell cloves. I don't like the smell of cigarettes, but cloves, and it's also healing. It prevented the Black Plague in like the early 1600s, and I use this Young Living. It's called Thieves, and it's made from clove and lemon and lavender and all that stuff. But it's patented. It's patented on the ingredients, the exact amount of what and how much, because it's in the history books where they prevented the Black Plague, and they'd break into people's houses that died of the Black Plague. And then when they got caught, as everyone does eventually, uh, they were asked, how did you prevent dying from the Black Plague? And turns out one of the parents is a holistic understands understands that plants and food is medicine. It really is. It is. The doctor said everything in big pharma actually comes from a plant, and then they add some chemicals, put their name on it so they can patent it and, make the money. But like the galactics are watching those people, those doctors, and people who aren't integral, who are, again, if this bothers you, just click off. Sorry. But I usually go outside and have one, but I'm going to do this so I can WALK my dogs, and I can't say that word or they'll go berserk and start bringing me their halters and stuff. They're smart and they protect me. Okay. So here we go. The 3 most common causes of insecurity and how to beat them. 15 tools to help you bounce back when you're feeling down about yourself. My mom used to say, keep your chin up. My mom was a barber, and because she said she didn't want to listen to cattiness and bitchiness of girls. And so, and she wouldn't allow me to. She'd be like, "You're gonna be a weenie." um, yeah. So she met a lot of men, and she got married 5 times, not to mention her boyfriends. That's why I had a lot of babysitters, because she'd travel and live her life. But she had kids. She got married at 15. So she deserves that. And I had a great time. She'd leave money on the table. And then all my friends wanted to spend the night at my house because I had no supervision unless she got a babysitter. Yeah, I had a lot of stepdads, but none of them touched me because she said she scared the shit out of them. That's why. She loves her guns. She loves them. She had them in her car, under her bed, in her purse. Yeah. One of my stepdads was a cop. I think that's why I'm a good shot. He used to take us to the archery a lot when I was a kid. It was fun. So I kind of amazed the Navy at how good I could shoot. Maybe I should have been a sniper. Sent overseas, right? It's wrong. But self-defense is self-defense. It's legal. That's why I don't care if anyone breaks in my house. They're going to get some lead after my dogs finish eating them. Okay. 15 tools to help you bounce back when you're feeling down about yourself. Key points. Insecurity can be based on recent failures. Love never fails. It's in the Bible. Research shows up to 40% of one's happiness quotient is based on recent life events. Social anxiety. Okay, anxiety is worrying about the future. So stay in the present. Your present is your gift. From being bullied, no. You got to stand up to bullies. Bullies are the biggest wimps. Or having critical parents can lead to insecurity. I had a friend like that, and she was always like apologizing and sorry, and I was just like, and she's my soul sister. She's such an angel, you know. She just had to um stand up for herself within herself because people's bullshit. You can't believe people's bullshit, okay? Let's get real. Get out of your head and see what's real is what matters, especially if you're an adult. And, you know, kids have to be respectful. I get that. Yet, you know, I've been alone a lot and I love it now. You know, I've always had a relationship. Where did I put my lighter? Did I put it in here? I got my torch. Okay. Perfection not only can cause insecurity, but depression, anxiety, eating disorders, and chronic fatigue as well. So perfectionism is kind of also like Lucifer was kicked out of heaven because he had pride and wanted to take God's place instead of being himself, who God created him, right? So, yeah, nobody's perfect, only God. So it's okay to make mistakes. You know, that's one thing I liked about Steven and my daughter and my son, all three of my kids. They're not afraid to make mistakes because honestly, if you look at people that are high achievers, it's because they don't give up. They um they learn from their mistakes and take it again, you know, just like a exam. You know, if you in school, you know, sometimes you'll make a mistake and then you study it, and then hopefully you have a merciful teacher that'll let you retake the test. And in nursing they did, because it's hard and it's a lot. And it's a big responsibility, especially with the medication. So you get a chance to learn it and retake the exam. I mean, some teachers would take like a little percentage off for it being the second exam, but still, it's a way of redeeming yourself. And God gives us that too, right? Redemption, mercy. When, you know, you're like for real, show that you studied and want to take the exam and go forward. It's not like that. I guess I see life as school because it is. And with depression is worrying about the past, so get out of the past. Anxiety is worrying about the future, so give it to God. Give it all to God. He'll fix it. He'll smooth it out. And then be in the present. That's your gift. That's where your gifts are. That's where your divine guidance is. That's where our power is. It is. Okay. Do you find yourself feeling filled with self-doubt? I don't. Probably because I focus on things that I made up my mind to do. And if I don't know what I'm doing, I study and I read. All of us can read, right? You can read. You can read anything. And YouTube, University of YouTube has, I'm a visual learner too, so, and I couldn't pass physiology without YouTube, okay? um Eating disorders. So yeah, I know like bulimics and, well, not bulimics, but anorexics is because usually there's a perfectionism, which is unrealistic. You know, we all get sits. We all just have to be ourselves. And chronic fatigue. So chronic fatigue, that's something else you need to ask your angels about. Um, one of my best friends since middle school, she had chronic fatigue and she was trying to figure out what the heck is going on, really going on, because she's a marine biologist, scientist, and she started studying. And this is when she introduced me. I became a member of, and it's on my website. Her email is on there if you want to sign up under her or just ask her questions, because she's been a member of Young Living for at least 10 years, probably going on 20 soon. So she's an expert. Anything after 10 is an expert. So she'll answer any of your questions happily. She's very bubbly and a sweetheart. So you'll just love her. And she had, what was she feeling? She had autoimmune disease is what the doctors tried to tell her she had and put her on medication. She's natural. She's like a hippie, like me, kind of. And so she, like she homeschooled her kids, and she's a Taurus, an Empress too. So she homeschooled her own kids. She started making her own natural products. She started she has like a spice rack filled with these, and you can get like these empty gel capsules, and you can make your own ingredients for whatever. For kids had a runny nose or whatever, she would um, put in the ingredients, and that's their medication, and they're really healthy and strong. And she cured herself of autoimmune disease because she changed her, she got off the chemicals, and her laundry soap, her cleaning her house with, everything was all natural. And so um, she started noticing her energy go up, her health improve. It's really strong, but I'll take it straight. It's kind of like a shot of whiskey, really strong whiskey. So I'm used to it. Anytime I feel cruddy, I have some gone, or Dr. Bragg's apple cider vinegar. These always go out. Maybe on my fans. Okay. So, do you ever find yourself filled with self-doubt and short on confidence? Despite your accomplishments, do you feel like a fraud destined to be exposed? No, because I'm not. um, I feel real. Do you feel that you don't deserve lasting love? No. And that partners will inevitably leave you? Well, then it wasn't meant to be. So we can answer ourselves, definitely, because it's okay. We all have free will. We need to respect that, and we need to respect our boundaries. And anything less than what we deserve, let it go. Right? Lead by example for your children too. They'll love you for it. And they'll be happy for it. Do you stay at home afraid to venture out? I stay at home, but I'm not afraid to venture out. I'm saving money. Every time I go out, my mom said, I spend money, so I stay home. No big deal. My house is cleaner for it too. Meet new people because you don't feel you have enough to offer. No, I love people. I'll talk with anyone. And I am enough. You are enough. We're more than enough. We are co-creators, children of God, which is a lot of love. Do you feel overweight? No. You can always work out. Boring. To me, no. I always keep myself. I have enough shit to keep me busy in here for years and years and years. Stupid. I am very, there's like a stupid smart, and then there's common sense. And I know that I'm just old enough that I have done a lot of stuff that was hard. I've taken hard classes. I challenge myself to show and do, even military, that I just like challenges. I challenge myself, that I've proven to myself that I can do it. When I kind of, felt like I wanted to see if I could do it. And when I did, I was like, cool. I wasn't afraid to fail. It's like, if I could do it, you could do it. Okay. I guess you can call me, I was in the group of high risk teens, because I was a foster child. Yet I knew what I didn't want, because of the I saw what, like, dysfunction and stuff like that is no fun. I was determined to make my life better. How do I make my life better? Not by being jealous of people that have better lives, yet by letting them be examples. My favorite books are, um, what do you call those books when people write them themselves or someone writes about their life? Biographies, autobiographies. And I would read, like, in my 20s, Lee Iacocca, how he turned Chrysler that was upside down, right side up, and made it successful. I read, like, leadership books. I just always wanted to learn from the big dogs, the big boys, the big girls. And that was my inspiration. Guilty or ugly? I try to prevent that. I'm big on prevent, and usually in medical field, preventatives are, like, more important than just acting on it, fucking up, and then, oops, especially when you pay a lot for health insurance. Not health insurance, but um, you know, what do the doctors pay a lot for? Malpractice insurance. Yeah. It's really being deliberate in your thoughts and your actions, because you want to make the best decisions. That's not stupid. That's deliberately care, right? Ugly. Um have you seen that movie where Gwyneth Paltrow, she was like, or like, this guy was like really judgmental and went by the outside appearance of girls. And so an angel gave him some karma, like, okay, I'm gonna make you see people on the inside as beautiful, that are beautiful, to your eyes, and then to um like, people that are ugly on the inside, when they open their mouth, have not nice things to say, um, or their soul. What's the truth about them? I love that movie. So you can't read a book by its cover. And people who do are, 3D, and they need to um, rise above. Seriously. Most of us feel insecure sometimes, but some of us feel insecure most of the time. The kind of childhood you had, past traumas, recent experiences of failure or rejection. I would say my first heartbreak, I was lucky because my best friend, well, we became best friends because he saw that I was struggling, and he was from South Central, and he was um, in the blue gang, the cousins, and but he was older and he grew out of that. But he really taught me a lot of how to respect myself. Yeah, self-respect, self-love, Jesus Christ. Um, he just taught me a lot. He took me under his wing. He took me to his mama's house in South Central during the day, though. I wasn't allowed to go out at night. um, but yeah, paying it forward. That's why I think I feel so passionate about helping others through their insecurities, because there's no need to be. We need to get out of our head and be real. Yeah. Life is worth living. We are worth enjoying life. Life is too short. It's really short. So, yeah. Being a starseed earth angel, too. We're about helping others. That's what we're here for. Okay. Um, Recent experiences of failure or rejection. Okay. Learn from it. That's all. Loneliness. Mm, it's like, that's up to me, what I want to do. If I want to have someone in my life, I can. I'm just really selective. I'm really careful about my energy. God handles my energy, everything about me. So I feel okay. I feel all right. Um, Besides, if my twin flame gets his shit together, he's pretty darn cute. He has a lot going for him. So I'm okay doing my thing. I'm also healing from the loss of my son, but I don't see him as lost because he shows me all the time that he's with me 24/7, which is pretty darn cool. All right. And we got a lot to do. So I'm too busy to feel lonely or have social anxiety. Negative beliefs about yourself. Well, I was lucky about being in a foster home that she had her PhD in psychology, and she's also an ordained minister, and they're just a successful, loving, high vibing Black family. And, she taught me a lot about how the Black people struggled. I found in my DNA I'm 5% Black and Brazilian, and I'm really fair to my mom's side. They're very olive, Portuguese, Hawaiian, and Cherokee Indian, little Dutch. But on my dad's side, I'm Irish English, so that's my fairness of my skin. So I'm not a Hallie if you're Hawaiian. I guess I'm mixed breed in Hawaii. Or having a critical parent or partner can all contribute to insecurity. Oh, yeah. Especially when guys want to control you with, or women, try to control you, trying to make you feel that to make you feel insecure. That is so weak. It does not work on me. It really doesn't. Okay. My first ex-husband tried that on me, and I was like, oh, really? I know you're really desperate now. You're gonna try that shit with me. I'll call you bullshit in a second. And just watch me. And I made it through. You know, I had no shame in going to social services and asking for help. It helped me. You know, it's there for a reason, right? That's what our taxes are for. So I need to scroll down without that pop up. Come on, back. Darn it. I want that open in new tab. Yeah, stop criticizing yourself and start giving yourself a pat on the back, okay? Because you need to shift your thinking into what positive things you have done. Because I'm sure you've done something positive. I'm sure you've done something that you were able to show yourself that you could do and have done, right? All right, why are you freezing on me? All right, so I'll start right where it's showing me. There's no coincidences. Death of a spouse. Okay, well, they say losing a child is the worst. I haven't lost a spouse by passing away, but I have been through a few divorces, and that's okay. I've accepted it, I processed it, and made new dreams, right? We can always create something new with our creativity from Most High. Oh, come on. Oh, that's already open. That's why. Refresh. Refresh. Yeah, so give yourself time to heal. Definitely. And learn something new about yourself. Start painting, start creating, start an art project, start knitting, crocheting. Do something that makes you happy. Okay, this is annoying. Why are you doing that? Because it's open 3 times, that's why. 4 times. Refresh. There it goes. And there's also a book here, Healing Insecurity. Emotional and spiritual healing, overcoming insecurity, release worry, experience the freedom of security, and embrace the confidence to be all you are meant to be. Okay, 14.26. $14.26. Okay, so I had to go to the original one. Now close out the rest. Once we have a better sense of where our insecurity comes from and a profound influence it is having our lives, we can begin to challenge it. We can start by interrupting the critical inner voice process. Voice therapy is a cognitive, effective behavioral approach developed by Dr. Robert. Yeah, we have to shift our thinking, just like moving up in the dimensions. Identify the problem, the 7 stages of grief, processing that all the way to acceptance. And acceptance is a huge thing. And also, by you can go to therapy, seek professional help. Definitely. Part of a normal human experience is to have myriad of emotions, including insecurity. It can take time and reflection, doing our shadow work and healing that, shifting our thinking to something positive. to recognize feelings of insecurity and understand how to manage them. But it is completely possible. Consider journaling, self care, and learning effective communication skills to boost your confidence. Yeah, there's a lot of licensed therapists that can help you shift your thinking. Insecurity is a lack of confidence. Okay, we're more blue. Blue is the color of confidence, especially the deep blue. And, or a long lasting feeling of anxiety, which is worrying about the future. Find new dreams that, and you could do little by little, little steps to accomplish. Okay, that's great. I did this. And then work yourself up. Um, Learn a new language, Rosetta Stone. Discomfort with uncertainty and unsureness. Well, make sure. Find a certainty. It can play a big role in self-esteem and self-worth. That's right. It's already done. We have self-esteem and we have self-worth because we respect and love ourselves. We are worth it. We've made mistakes in the past, feel guilty about. Okay, well, turn the page. It's a new chapter. Um, Talk with God. Give it to God. Help with that. It makes you question your abilities and values as a person. Working on your intuition, your divine guidance gives you abilities. Your psychic abilities, your mediumship, values as a person, and it's to definitely be valued. Yeah, because we should be valued. We're children of God. We're here for a reason, all right? General insecurity can sometimes spread over into relationships, romantics, and otherwise, and work or career related things. Okay, so this is where, you need to open your heart and talk and relate, how this is this is what I feel insecure about. This is how I respond to it. I'm healing this right now. How can, we help each other, right? Make each other, that's valuing each other, valuing the relationship. But yeah, we have to love ourselves before we can help love others. Something to share. How to not be insecure by working on self-esteem and focusing on your inner self. You can gain the emotional strength needed to manage feelings of insecurity. Combat these feelings when they arise and regain power in your own life. 3 ways to overcome insecurity. And this is from Choosing Therapy on 9 Ways to Stop Being Insecure by Sylvia Saxena, MBA, MSW, LSW, CCTP, OSWC, and reviewed by Pat Brass III, MD, MS, MPH, August 3rd, 2021. So, how to not be insecure by working on self esteem and focusing on your inner self. You can gain the emotional strength needed to manage feelings of insecurity. Combat these feelings when they arise and regain power in your own life. Exactly. Standing up for yourself is showing your self worth. Not believing other people's bullshit. Read the Bible. The positive parts are from God. The negative parts you can discern was really from God, God's prophets. Try gratitude journaling. Okay, that's what Holy Spirit told me. How to make lemonade out of lemons, losing my son. Gratitude. By making yourself a priority, you tell your inner self it matters. By honoring yourself first, you heal the parts of you that need the most love and attention. Some ways to care for yourself include exercise, being in nature, getting enough sleep, having nutritious, yeah, nutritious meals, taking a break from social media. And there's also online YouTube, there's a lot of coaches, life coaches. Be around high vibing people, be around successful people of love, light, integrity, spending time with meaningful relationship, and engaging in creativity. Hello. Try 3. Read on the topic, just like writing, reading, and hearing stories about others who have grown through adversity, whether external or internal, can be healing and encouraging. Reading memoirs from people who have had to do work through their negative thoughts can offer reassurance that you are not alone. Tips on how to stop insecure in relationships. Insecurity can spill over into relationships and friendships, family bonds, and romantic partnerships. Fortunately, you can overcome these insecurities by communicating openly. I just said that. Keeping a feelings journal. Yes. And learning each other's love language. Here are 3 tips to overcome insecurity in relationships. Communicate openly. Okay, that makes sense. Come on. Let's scroll. Let's keep going. It froze again. Okay. So I might have to pull my Mac out. I got an HP because I had like a Microsoft when I was in college, and I'm just faster at it. But I should have 2 out here. Back up, right? Plan B. In my MBA program, it's called contingency plans. That's how you can make sure. Have a contingency plan. So there's no reason to be feeling inferior. I guess sometimes I did. But I learned to get over that, that we're really all the same at heart. We all have something to share. We all have something to give. Whether it's a recipe, crocheting blankets, get into your creativity, because we all are born with our own unique gifts. That's how you beat it. Okay? And not caring what other people think about you, as long as you're not rude, and you're nice. Service to others, right? Not service to self. I guess when you're in service to self, you're like kind of in the dark. It's ignorance. So the light is getting out of your head and seeing real life, reality, appreciating reality. God created birds to raise our vibrations, the songs, music. Do you play the guitar? Do you have something that you're really good at? Just work on that, right? That'll get you out of being addicted to whatever that is not benefiting you, that is making issues. Okay. In law, it's always identify the issue. Yeah. And they say that Christians are like the statistically proven to be the most happiest. There's always wolves in sheep's clothing, though. Whatever, can't read a book by its cover, whatever they claim to be, or, try to look like good people. It's how they act, right? Day in and day out. Healing doesn't have to look magical or pretty. Really, healing is hard. Get out of your head and get into real life. Exhausting and draining if you let it be. Once you turn the page. It's learned, lesson learned. And your vibrations will get lighter. Drop that baggage. Let yourself go through it. Don't try to point it as anything other than what it is. Be there for yourself with no judgment. Yeah, stop it. Stop that. Your wound is probably not your fault, but your healing is your responsibility. Exactly. That's part of growing up, right? Not acting reckless. Let God be the reckless love in your life, because God really loves us. He made us. And get out in the sun and get some codes, get some downloads. Okay? Our galactics are sending it. God is sending them. The photons. And it's sentient too. Release fear. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to talk loud and proud. And be yourself. And if someone's not nice about it, then they're not your friends. Okay? Next. Yeah. Intuition really helps too. That takes a lot of self-love to trust your intuition. And then when you have you can ask your angels, show me some, or your divine spirit team, because we all got them. We're born with thousands of angels around us, just waiting for us to ask. And the only time they intervene without us asking is if something happens that's not in our contract, or if we're going to get into an accident before our time, they will intervene without asking. Okay? Because they're high on any, they can go high in dimensions. They can go to God's chambers. They represent us in spiritual court when there's an issue. As my A lot of people have dysfunctional families. Nobody's perfect, and we just accept them as they are. And who you can tell your business to, and who you can't. And that's with earned trust, right? That's making sure that is a preventative, where they say, betray me once, shame on you. Betray me twice, shame on me. So that's a part also of growing up. And it's not to argue about, or, you can't change people. You can talk with them. But you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And that's a lot with readings too. If use your divine intuition and you give readings, then that they sound like a broken record. They haven't had closure with something yet. Then it's time to let them marinate on it. And when they tell you that they've dealt with it and they've turned the page, they're creating a new chapter in their life that's going to be positive, then you can support each other, right? And that's nice. You can do affirmations, you can read scriptures. This book has scriptures in it. And I can do all things through him who gives me strength. Philippians 4:13. And it's beautiful. Someone I knew with schizophrenia, that was her favorite. And, she only trusted her sons. So if she wasn't acting right, then Her sons would say, you need to get a checkup from the neck up, and she would. And it's valuable to have someone who has your back, definitely. The healing continues. The problem often is that the answer we get from God is not always the one we want. No, it's not, might not be the one you want, but if you ask God, say, hey, this is how I feel about this or that, God will answer you in a way that you can compromise. Seriously. How's with me? Prayer works, and God always provides. And I have no doubt about that. You get your own truth, and that builds your security, right? Your your blanket of blessings. You are beautiful in every single way. Life is beautiful, and we're a part of life. We're a part of afterlife. We're a part of God. So it says here, how do I overcome insecurity? Scriptures, 15 scriptures to help you overcome insecurity. www.kcm.org//real tac help/spiritual growth. How do I overcome insecurity? If your life has been plagued with feelings of inferiority, rejection, or insecurity, it's time to take the reins and get back into position. Begin today by speaking and setting to memory these 15 scriptures to overcome insecurity. Well, we all have thousands of angels around us, so that's pretty damn secure. Darn secure. Think about that. That's how special we are. Okay. And I know being a chosen one, we get it a little harder because we're expected to have higher standards. God holds us to higher standards. Nobody breaks a contract with God. Nope. He'll compromise with you if you want to do something that is in his he always has the final word on everything, so you can talk with them about that. Don't struggle, just ask. It's that easy. Working with God is easy breezy, easy peasy. Have fun. We're here to have fun. Okay, so it's been an hour. Let's do a reading. Let's see. This is the light worker oracle. Look how beautiful. She's just peacefully got her halo, right? With the central sun in the galaxy. By Alana Fairchild. And I'll tell you, these pictures are just absolutely beautiful. See the metamorphosis, the caterpillar turning into the butterfly. Black butterfly. You can do most anything your heart desires. By Sounds of Blackness. Love this song. I got chills. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Archangel Michael, show us what you want us to see for the collective. 144,000 chosen ones, Starseeds, Earth Angels. Yeah, that's a big responsibility, right? Number 7, lucky number 7, unplugged from mass consciousness. You know what? This is kind of like when I open up my meditate ground and then pull my divine white light up through my body into my staff that the Lord gave me. That's my divine masculines. I guess I'm keeping it for him until he shows up, but that's my protection. And I blast that on the earth Terra or terrarium. That's what the galactics call our planet under the firmament, the living library. Um, and that's why this planet is so special too, is because it's a living library. There's donations from other places. Okay. So unplug from mass consciousness, and then blast with my staff. My protection staff. I blasted on the planet and open up this huge dome, my heavenly realm, and that's where I talk with my divine family, my divine spirit guides, ancestors, archangels, divine. Jesus Christ is my gatekeeper. Again, if you'd like to know who your spirit guides are, you can meet your spirit guides on Deborah Hookie's having a class. She's a professional medium psychic. She's been my teacher for years and years and years. I love her. She has an open heart, open mind, great discernment. I've learned a lot from her, especially being an empath, how to protect ourselves. Okay. And the 27th of August. So Deborah, Debra, Hookie, HOOKEY.com. Okay, so number 7. 3, 6, 7. Unplug from mass consciousness. There is a belief system based on fear. Okay, I need to see. There's a belief system based on fear, doubt, and distrust that is known as mass consciousness. Okay, fear, doubt, and you can't make this up. See how it resonates? Thank you, Holy Spirit, Archangel Michael. It says it is safer to stay with the crowd. Oh, God, no. Not to question what you have been taught. It says you cannot trust the divine to take care of your financial well-being or your emotional needs. Also work on emotional intelligence. It says you should be afraid and not take risks. Okay. How are we going to grow? It says that if you dare to stand up and live your truth, you'll be lost and alone. No, this is a big place. You'll always find someone in your that you can connect with. And you can also ask your angels. They'll bring them in, trust me. Humiliated, rejected, or even destroyed. You are, well, who's that? The devil, destruction, liar, stealer, karma, lessons. You are being guided to unplug from the system, that system of beliefs. You are capable of a more creative, loving, and soul satisfying way of living, right? Get out of your head and live. To access this, let go of the way that is too small for your soul. Yeah, find the shoe that fits and wear it. It's kind of painful wearing shoes that are too small for you, right? They hurt. You are brave and aware enough to think outside the square, beyond what society or your peers may consider normal. You are supposed to be questioning things right now. Yeah, never is a question. Thank you for the hearts. Hi, Joe. Aw, how sweet. Thank you. Hey, beautiful. Life is beautiful. Appreciate you. You are in transition from the way of thinking to another. That's right. Shift your thinking. Opening up to a new world, which you can trust enough to live in with peace and happiness because of the upgraded new beliefs you are cultivating. No matter how others may resist or criticize your choices, perhaps your new ideas take you away from the world they feel comfortable in. Your higher guidance encourages you to keep opening your mind. Definitely. Oh, that's very sweet of you. Thank you. My night's good. It's going really good. Thank you for sharing it with us. Mind to a more loving, higher reality. If you have been thinking along new lines and wonder if you are going crazy, your guidance tells you you are doing a great job. That's right. What's that song by Seal? No, we're never going to survive unless we are a little crazy. There was this guy in the Navy who used to play this in the barracks every day, like clockwork. You are not crazy. Trust yourself. You are thinking in ways that you do not belong to mass consciousness. No, because they're all unique. It can seem scary at first, but once you realize the benefits gained from unplugging, you will enjoy the process much more. I agree. What? You haven't heard of Seal? Seal. Look it up. Little Crazy. It's a great song. I could put it on here, but I don't know if YouTube will ding me. Maybe I'll play it like silently. I'll play it silently. That's total oxymoron. I'll play it silently. Okay. Seal. Little Crazy. It's a great song. I think it was one of his. It was on the radio. Does this sound familiar? Okay, he was a supermodel and he has like a scar on his face. No shame, right? I think that was his trademark. Dun, 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 dun. It's a great video. um, it will feel free and empower you to live a life of your own. Choosing opportunities and connections can open up to you in ways that defy your old beliefs. Sometimes breaking from the accepted norm, doing things differently, or being considered weird to family, colleagues, and friends is a sign that you are breaking away from the consciousness of the masses, which is not compatible with your own higher frequency consciousness. That makes sense. Yeah, he sings that song too, Kiss from a Rose. Kiss Kiss from a Rose. Yeah. I don't know if it's on the same album, but same artist. You were born to bring a new vibration of awareness to this planet. You will find those who can benefit and even love you for your this difference, and those who are challenged are fearful of you for it. Okay, so they need to do their own coming out. Either way, you can love and approve of yourself, nourish relationships that support you, and have compassionate detachment from those that do not, without compromising who you are in your truth. So keep unplugging yourself one layer, thought, word, and deed at a time from that which the mass consciousness would have you buy into. More stuff, more fear, more competition, all low vibe crap, right? Don't want to have. Free yourself. Yes, freedom. 4th of July, 24/7. As a result, one liberating thought at a time. And the invocation of my own free will, I now ask for spiritual intervention and divine protection through the guidance that loves me unconditionally. I now believe, I now request the thorough and complete removal of any entity thought form belief system, cord, attachment, and conditioning from my body, mind, and soul that does not resonate with the pure frequency of unconditional love. And that's 5D. That's how we bring in 5D, Starseeds. I call upon my own inner power and strength to listen for my truths and stand in the light of those truths and the perfect time and in the perfect way of divine guidance with the loving and empowering assistance of my spiritual team through divine grace and my own inner spiritual authority. Yes, standing in your authority. Most of us are, your parents. You have to. May all beings be happy and free. Woohoo! Yeah, that's how you be me. I'm free being me. Ooh, next one is Star Child. Yay. Love it, love it. Thank you, Holy Spirit. Archangel Michael with his sword, his fire sword can cut the cords, okay? And any issues that you need to be relieved of, relieve yourself, okay? Just relieve yourself. Go to the bathroom and relieve yourself of like all that toxicity. Flush the toilet. Bye-bye. Give it to the universe, right? So I also wanted to tell someone I'm very proud of them for breaking it down and standing in your own power. My friend, if my friend is watching. Also, that you're investing into your faith and knowledge, like Kathy O'Brien in this book I want to read on a video where she teaches. She was child sex trafficked and she healed her and mind controlled, that MK Ultra crap. And she said faith and knowledge is how she did it. So that would be a good book to read. It's very healing. Healing Heals PTSD, Kathy O'Brien, Starseed, Earth Angels, 144,000 Chosen Ones, especially. If anyone's feeling insecure, we need to unplug from the masses, as Holy Spirit says, and get right with God, because we have a mission to do. And when you feel alone or whatever, or insecure, get back into your meditation, get back into prayer, grounding, into cleaning negativity free. See it leave your body, visualize it. Okay. So also when you're in your realm, heavenly realm, set your intentions and ask for your intentions to be. Always set your intentions. And part of growing and expanding is, new intentions. Have new intentions after you've completed that. That's a challenge, and you can give yourself a pat on the back for, right? And God is always positivity only. Okay. I let you know that you're safe and secure. You're grounded. Source always got your back. And it's just a memory, whatever traumas and stuff happened when you healed, past tense, and you know that you're good to go, that you'll always have the memories. And at the same time, it's kind of like a reference. Okay, I have the memories, but I learned from this, blah, blah, blue. Put this in your journal. And growing up is being secure. And, check Bible verses. That helps me. Dealing with grief, well, like from bad egoic choices. Now the ego and greed and materialistic stuff isn't going to bring love. Okay, so love first, and then God will bring in the rest. That's how it works. Because you're qualified. We are qualified. We all have the power to make our lives work out for good. Just ask God. Ask your angels and divine spirit guides, trusting source, not ego. Ego will put you in karma, and you had bad karma, you know better. That's what you don't want. You want to pay off that karmic debt. Ask God how to pay it off sooner, right? Um, he can. You've done it, then he can put you on another timeline, right? And do not consent to other people's bullshit, especially negative bullshit. Tell them, to yourself, Heavenly Father, I do not consent. And they can't penetrate your shield, your hedge of protection of divine, and um, that you don't consent, and put me on my best timeline, and the Lord will. So good job removing outside baggage and manipulations, disinformation. For those people will usually have their own selfish agenda anyways, okay? Or test you. Some people like to get testy, and that's kind of boring. It's like, why don't you just get real and see that I'm real? It takes time to build trust. That's a part of growing up. Um, Especially if you meet people who live double lives and they like their cake and eat it too. Um, they'll learn that there's too many issues with that, too many headaches, and just let them learn their own lesson. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. So you'll definitely swim in insecurities with that and pride and ego if you're dealing with low vibrationals, because that's where they're at. Hang around or ask God, bring me people my soul tribe, okay, that I resonate high with. And emotional intelligence, set your intentions. People that give the evil eye, do not consent to. And, return to senders times 1,000 immediately. Rebuke, and that shows it works. You know, Nothing complex about it. It's simple. It's easy. Just ask. And then any illusions from spells, from weirdos, shake it off. Again, do not consent. Lord, put me on my best timeline. Um, and, put archangels around your house, everything. And that will be done. My son works with Archangel Michael. So it doesn't matter what I know, because I work for God and unapologetically. Okay. I'm aware souls grow up and change. Now, in the present is all that matters, because the past will be depression, and the future can cause worries and anxiety. So we want to stay now in the present, is where our gift is and our power. Right? Right. Um, don't let greed block or your divine blessings and manifestation abilities. Um, and if anyone wants to tell me what to do, I'll be the judge of what I think, I accept, and what I consent to. Okay, that's taking your power back. Staying in the now will heal anxiety and depression. Stop worrying about your future dreams and simply just live in the present. Yeah, goals are okay. You can set markers for yourself, especially with this Lionsgate. Let's do it. Identify the issue. And number 2, the 7 stages of grief. You can look up online and process it, and to acceptance. And number 3, shift our thinking to something positive, and then turn the page, because you have control over your own thinking, and you always have help, right? With your divine guidance and your angels. They can shift your thinking. You can feel them. I mean, I feel them come in. I feel a shift, an energy shift. That's why it's so important to spend this time alone and get to know yourself, get to know your feelings. You can literally see what someone's vibration is. Like, are you an empath? Are you like, empath is like, you can feel energy is like an elephant in the room, you know? Getting to know yourself in meditation, prayer, this alone time is really valuable for doing that. It'll bring on your intuition, your divine intuition. So when we trust divine in love, the rest will follow. It will. As above, so below. You know, my prayers are always answered. I know with no doubt. You know, it happens. God will answer our prayers. Don't beat yourself up. Okay, that's very important to do. Don't beat yourself up. Get out of your head and write. Just be real, sunshines. You know, you don't have to be insecure around people that are negative or set you up. You know, it's just, it's an awareness. It's not an insecurity. It's an awareness. It's a gift. It's a divine guidance. And yeah, be brave. Be brave. Yeah. Okay. So what I would do, I would like, I turned the page. I have a clean sheet of paper. These, you can get these for like $1.99, right? Maybe I'll buy them in bulk from Amazon because I have different journals for different topics. Like this is my son, stuff with my son. I have one for my sound bath class. I have one for each thing that I keep myself busy with that I'm working on. And um, it's like put on a uniform, right? Put on your camouflage. You know, you can visualize it, not literally, but get on your journal, get your pencil to the paper or your ink pen to the paper, and anxiety. Why do I feel anxious? Okay, so one, identify the issue. Number two, look up online the 7 stages of grief, and then you can write it out. And I notice I answer my own questions. Well, it's my divine guidance too. Work it out all the way to acceptance. And number three, then when you've accepted it, then number three, you shift your thinking from what's making you anxious to something that's going to make you positive. Okay, every time I think about I don't know, graduating from college, I get anxious because I need to find a job and I need to start paying back $100,000 student loan, and oh shit, that's a lot of money, and how am I going to afford that? I need to, like, you know, pay my rent, or I don't know, what have you. I'm just using that as an example. That's a little stressful, right? So talking, networking with other people, how'd you do it? You know, that's good. Finding resources. There's also you know, healing from grief. If I start crying because I miss my son, I have a grief counselor I talk with once a month, and she's awesome. You know, she helps me shift my thinking, and I've noticed that my time is improving, and my thought processes, and asking Holy Spirit, how do I heal from this? Gratitude. So I started making a gratitude list, and I started feeling lighter. I started feeling my heart opening up, my mind opening up. Yeah, I am grateful that he made me his mom. I am grateful that, you know, he was just the cutest little kid. You know what I mean? Whatever. There's a lot to be grateful for. You know, there's people with no arms and legs that are speakers, and how they did it. And it's like, wow, you know, list on YouTube, there's a lot of inspirational speakers that had something fucked up happen to them and they healed from it, and now they're like professional speakers on how they were able to cope and get into the now. And you know, teaching others is a good way of healing too. Sharing how you did it, write a book about it. And um yeah, overthinking, a lot of us do that. That's why it's really good to organize your thoughts on paper, because you know, you can make like a diagram Like, okay, like in business, right? You can do something like this. This is really sloppy, but it's just an example. You can put what makes you anxious, this, that, this, and then, show some solutions. Okay, I can do this, that, this, that. You can do bubble diagrams to kind of like organize your thoughts. Always have a contingency plan, like a plan B, C, plan D, all the way to Z if you really want to like cover yourself, right? Um, that's a good way to work it out. Mm. Okay, so you're kind of cheating yourself if you look at for the worse, because that's you got to look at the pros and cons. That's being balanced, right? We have to look at what can be good and what don't short yourself that way. You're cheating yourself. There's always a positive and negative. I mean, it's part of nature. So don't always make it worse. And when you write it down, you can do your pros and cons. Okay, if I do this, that, blah, blah, blue, the pros and cons. Okay, don't only just look at the worst. You need to balance with what could be the best, right? The best case scenario and the worst case scenario. We got to be balanced. The Bible. I like the story of Job. Job was a rich man and he was very faithful to God. And then he was so he took, I guess Satan was like, hey, hey God, um, let's see, he's been faithful. Let's see, but he's never asked for your protection. He's taken that for granted. That he'll always be blessed by you, and let's see what happens when I take that away. And God was like, well, don't hurt him, but all the materialistic stuff you can take away, and let's see if he's still loyal. And that's what Satan was allowed to do. God always has the last word. And because Satan is God's angel too. And in spiritual court, there really is a spiritual court. And Jessie Zaboter has been there. She was an Illuminati. She was a Black Mother. um she was high up. She worked at Lucifer's table. She's probably a big reptilian. David Icke is correct. There's some truth to every story. So, yeah. And if you listen to Jessie Zabotar, who's a chaplain now, God told her, I want you to tell your story. And she was like, they'll kill me. They won't let me out of the Illuminati. And God said, I'll protect you. Do it. And she is protected. And they try to harass her and stuff, but she just laughs because she knows that God wins. So, but she explains a lot about like the keys and the portals and a lot of shit that they don't tell us regular people. So, yeah. And she talks about how the Lord really intervened, especially when she had to battle demons as a child. They're missing they're short a taco on a combination plate. So, oh, I can't see. I just gotta pop it. Sorry. Yeah, go into the positive verses of the Bible. I mean, like Paul. Paul was like murdering people that were worshiping God, and then he decided to, he couldn't beat him, so come to the winning team, right? God forgave him because he literally had a change of heart. He like wholeheartedly in his hearts of hearts on action, his whole life came to God and Christ, listening to his teachings. So God does have mercy. He can read our hearts. We learn, right? We grow up. Accept things as they are. Yeah, accepting things as they are. Well, sometimes we have no choice to, right? I couldn't believe my son passed away. Army Ranger, 25 years old, paratrooper, like done more things in his lifetime than most people do in their entire lifetime, like 100-year-old person. Okay. And just so full of life. And he was frustrated at first when he crossed over. He was like, what the heck? I had all these plans and I was going to do this and that. And he was working on buying his third rental property. Okay. He's a Capricorn. He works his ass off because he's just a lot of energy. And so now he says he's accepted it and he's all right. He's like, I'm an angel mom. And he shows me his clean socks and he works with Archangel Michael. And he's just rad. And he had to accept it, on the other side that he crossed over. I mean, it was sudden, right? So we're forced into situations that we don't want to accept. I couldn't believe it for a whole year. I couldn't believe it. I still can't believe it. I'm just going to pretend he's still in the army. Now I'm at the point where that I'm like, okay, with my divine intuition, I think it's helped a lot because I can communicate and see him, and I know that I got him 24/7. You have to look on the bright side. You have to make lemonade out of lemons. You do, and it helped me to take responsibility for my life when I found out that we're in contracts. I made my own contract before I came to Earth. I said, I want to learn this. I want to learn that. I want to take this class. It's like going to school, going to college. I want to take this class. I want to take that class. I want to learn this. I have to learn, or prerequisites. You have to take this class before you take that class, and this is the hardest planet to live on. So we really signed up for it. We chose our own parents too. So I was like, what? Okay. Well, that makes sense, because I learned this from my mom and that from my dad. And it really gives you more gratitude. That's taking responsibility, shifting your thinking. You can take your time at it, write in your journal. It took me a year to actually accept that my son passed over. Yeah, there's something that's happened to us that we have no control over. If it's not in our contract, the angels, our thousands of angels we're born with, can intervene. They have that authority. Yet, the rest of the time we have to ask. So ask. Yeah, overthinking. You're probably very intelligent. You think a lot because, and a big problem. Yeah. We can do our best, right? Yeah. Well, good for you. Give yourself a pat on their back, getting your life together, right? It ain't easy. It's easy to ask God. Yeah, that's right. Tomorrow isn't promised. It's not. I mean, look at my son. He was 25 years old and he was kind of like really frustrated on the other side. He was like, I had all these plans. I got to, I want to get back to my girlfriend. I want to raise her baby. I wanted to see my mom. I haven't seen her in a year. What else? Just, he was buying his third house. He had plans to move to Newport Beach and be with his friends. He just had a lot. And 25 years old, you have a lot, right? So he had to accept that he was on the other side. So he made the best of it. And you know what he does when I get readings? He gives me all kinds of messages to give to everyone else. And I paid for the reading, okay? And everyone's like, that's so weird. I totally need you to hear that. So he watches over all of us. And you have loved ones too, Joe, that are watching over you. You really do. You have control of your thinking and shifting your vibrations. It's not easy. And that's our test. God tests us because that's what we ask for. we do have control over raising our vibrations. It was really hard for me to bring up I got knocked down to grief, right? Here I am, I'm happy-go-lucky, la 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 la. And then my son got hurt and I got knocked down to grief. Really sucked. And I was like, God, how can I make lemonade out of this one? And Holy Spirit told me gratitude. And I didn't want to be stuck in 3D. I wanted to make it to the 5D timeline, especially with my crystalline body. You know about that. And we're going to, raise our vibrations and come into the physical 5D. And I'm like, I want my ticket back. But I had to fight. I had to light the fire in my ass and really shift my thinking and start writing down in my journal all the things I'm grateful for. And I really felt a shift in me. I felt my heart warm. It works. I'm proof. Okay, so when overthinking because you're trying to understand, so I would write out like this, all the issues, organize your thoughts, organize people are successful, and then write it out, get your solutions. That way you're getting out of your head and you're seeing results. And don't overwhelm yourself, because you got to do little at a time, right? Like when you move, you got all these boxes everywhere and it's like a big ass mess. And it's like you can only do like so many boxes during a little bit at a time, okay? Well, that's great. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. It's a loss of his physical body. That was the hardest part for me, because it's like, okay, at 25 years old, I should not be going to a funeral or celebration of life. And he even said, wow, look at all the people showed up. He couldn't believe it. We had like 150. He couldn't believe it. Everyone was so nice and supportive. Made it easier and nice. And everybody attends their own celebration of life. They do. So make it nice. We just have to do our best, in a couple of months. So let's see, you are October? Is that Libra? What is October? I don't know. What sign are you? Maybe I can help you out a little bit. Ooh, stink. Oh, good. Oh, no wonder you're an overthinker. Libras are intelligent. I told you. Libras are, you have to be balanced. Libras, you got to use your pros and cons, man. Yeah. I love Libras. They're very intelligent. They're very, yeah, they could spot bullshit a mile away. Libras are great writers too, so you should get that journal. Put your intelligence to good use. Yeah. And then once you get it taken care of, then maybe you can use your notes to write a book and help other people going through anxiety, you know, how you did it. Start your own YouTube channel, Starseed. Earth Angel, we're here to help each other. Right? Right. 1:45. Oh, I better go. Hey, I wish you peace. Wish you peace. You know what? I was like really stressed out with work and a bunch of ridiculousness you have to deal with at work, right? Jealous people because I was promoted 3 times in 3 years, and I got people there 20 years saying, well, how did you get promoted 3 years? I've been here 20 years. And they just gossip and, you know, talk all day long. And I'm like, well, maybe I show the numbers, you know, because that's what the director looks at, the numbers and what's being produced. So anyways, I had to deal with that. And it was really stressful for me because I don't like that. I usually have supportive, nice friends. And so my friend got me on Groupon at 7th chakra meditation. She's from India. She had the best tea. And I really noticed a difference. You know, if someone cut me off, I used to be like, you know, cuss. And then after being in meditation at that 7th chakra, in yoga, it was different. I noticed like someone cut me off. It was like, wow, you know, angels help that person because they're really reckless. Hopefully they don't hurt nobody and they learn how to be more of a, you know, use their privileges more responsibly. Yeah, it was way different thinking and feeling. It works. That's why you got to meditate and ask your divine guidance. Yeah, because that'll save you all that time and that energy if you could just trust your divine guidance and meditation and prayer. Then you'll get the answer. Yeah, you can't make it up. It resonates. Or even get yourself some cards. You can get a pendulum. Always use your protection, right? Um, you know, keep out any low vibe, low dimensional, um, karmic crap because you don't need it. You know how to raise your vibrations and have divine protection. And you'll get your answers right away. Look at all the time it'll save you, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, right. That makes you feel good. I bet you right well. And that's healing, right? Right. So it's almost 2 hours. I wanted to chat with you. I'll come back on later. I'm wondering, I think I should finish this book. I think I'll finish this book after I take a shower because I'm like all salty from the ocean. But I'll and you can check out her. She's very inspirational. Jessie Saboter's childhood was horrific, horrific. So you can see how she rose above it. But I'm going to finish her book and then I'll start on Kathy O'Brien's PTSD, Time to Heal. I think it will benefit all of us. Aww. Yeah, look up Sitting in the Power. I see on YouTube. I don't know, but I that's who Deborah Hookie gave me for one of her classes. So I just kept doing it until I memorized it. And it was only like 10 minutes, 5 minutes. It's really quick. Um, puts me in my space, puts me in my positive space with my divine guidance. So, you know, maybe locally where you're at, you can look up maybe like, I mean, seventh chakra, she was Indian, so she used to bring in a lot of people from India, like for real gurus that teach. So that was really interesting. Um, look, see on Groupon if there's anything like that available. Maybe some like hot yoga or easy yoga. I like easy yoga. Sound baths. You got to do a sound bath. In fact, that's what I'm working on my certificate for, because I'm learning it goes into a cellular level. They would do that too. They had crystals all on the ceiling, and they would like do the gongs, and you could feel it go through your body. And some people cry, they release those traumas. Um, they would laugh. Everyone reacts differently, and it's healing. It is. In fact, that's why the Egyptians had the pyramids, because on the inside, it's the acoustics. Yeah. Sound is healing. Look up Sofilio. SOFL. Is it two L's? No, one LEGGIO. And the hertz literally have different healings. One will repair even your DNA, or our Akashic records are. And raising our vibrations will open up to 13 strands, get you into 5D. Yeah. Peace out. All right. God bless you. Look it up. Go on Groupon. Oh, I know. I love music too. My daughter saw Beyonce yesterday. Lucky Duck. She even got to see Blue Ivy do her, what is it? It's the bloodline on the front line, ready for war. Um, get loose, get loose, get low, get low. Yeah. One of my spirit guides, Eric Medhus, his mom channels him on Channeling Eric. Channeling Eric. Check out her channel, or their channel on YouTube. And he talks a lot about what it was like when he crossed over. He talks a lot about soul contracts. And then he'll go get, JFK. He'll get people who crossed over and talk with them. And then there's a spirit translator that says what Eric says. You'll learn a lot. Yeah. And he talks about music, about that's how you can raise your vibrations too. Yeah. All right. Well, namaste. The divinity in me honors the divinity in you, Joe. And all you guys, all you star seeds. God bless you guys. All right. Love ya. See ya, hun.